The Calgary Flames are in an interesting yet familiar position where the team finds themselves in a playoff spot but are also rumored to be sellers. Andrei Kuzmenko is the top name on the trade bait list, but one hockey writer has listed 5 more players that could be packing their bags and leaving Cowtown in the near future. Plus, the Flames won again last night, and it was all thanks to the man between the pipes. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And while the Flames might be making a move soon, you could also be making a move soon because...
This video is brought to you by Rentals.ca, who are proud supporters of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home court in international competition, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home floor all across the country. Whether you're in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Halifax, Winnipeg, Mississauga, Edmonton, Victoria, or St. John's, from coast to coast, Rentals.ca have a ton of options to find the perfect place and price for you. Their website is clean and easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move, finding all the options in your area. Find your home court with Rentals.ca.
Check out their website in the pinned comment or in the description down below. Shout out to Rentals Digest for being such big supporters of the channel, of Team Canada, and for you guys for finding the best rentals out there. But let's hop in and talk about how we have to say thank you to Wolf for once again carrying the Flames to victory. And it's crazy that the Flames are getting these victories, and it honestly is all thanks to one man. But there you go. In case you missed it last night, a 2-1 win over the New York Islanders at home in a shootout. And once again, it was the same story on repeat. It's almost like the exact same storylines have been happening over the past couple weeks. The Flames were super slow through a couple periods. I know they didn't necessarily play terrible. They were great defensively, of course, but once again, they waited until the third period to turn it on and score, made a comeback, and got that victory once again. And again, the man between the pipes really is the man to thank. So if we get into the box score here, how did Wolfie get this one? Well, he only gave up 1 goal on 29 shots, so he made 28 saves for the 92 goals against average since this game did go into overtime and then eventually a shootout, and the 966 save percentage once again. He is shining in the spotlight. Finally, the goalie we've been waiting for, and he is almost exceeding expectations at this point. The Flames, of course, did get the 1 goal, and it was by Mr. Rasmus Andersson. Not really much of a stare down after this one, but Kadri and Pospisil getting the assist. This, of course, was on the power play, so at least that wasn't a recurring storyline here, that the power play sucked once again. They actually made the most out of the power play, got a goal here, and Pospisil getting his first point since game number 3 of the season. It had been about 15 games since he got on the score sheet, and thank goodness he did. We have to highlight Wolf, though. So in his last 5 starts, he has a 4-0-1 record, a 155 goals against average with a 946 save percentage, and of course that 1 shutout against Nashville. If we get even any sort of this Wolf in the future, we're set. You know, we made comparisons the other day to Kiprusoff. People have been comparing him to Vernon because of his reflexes and his size. He might just be the best of them all. Okay, that's a little bit crazy to say, but either way, things are looking good. The optimism is there, and oh my goodness, he is absolutely excellent. But there's one stat I really wanted to point out about the Flames right now. It was this one from Pat Steinberg on Twitter. He said lots of crazy stats surrounding Calgary's start, but the fact they're 32nd overall, so dead last in the league, with just over 3 hours spent with the lead this season, and still where they are is the craziest one for me. So when just 16.5% of their time on ice, they are in the lead, yet here they are at 10-6-3, a winning record, easily well above 500. That is incredible. They just really are, once again, the comeback kids. It's insane that the Flames can come from behind. I mean, that's comforting. We'd like to have the lead a little bit more if we want to be a successful team and, of course, make the playoffs, but it is crazy that they are dead last in the league, time winning, and yet have, you know, not the best record in the league by any means, but definitely top half and playing very, very good hockey. But let's get into what this video is kind of centered around with the title, The Thummy, and let's talk about the trade block here. And we have a great article once again from Mr. Rupert McDonald, and he wrote 5 Flames players not named Kuzmenko who could be traded. So if we start a little bit, in rather surprising fashion, the Calgary Flames sit in a playoff spot nearly 20 games into the 2024-25 season. It's been a promising start for a team many projected to finish near the bottom of the standings, though many signs, including a struggling power play, suggest they may begin piling up more losses in the near future. And if that's the case, then they definitely will more so become sellers. And, Kuzmenko obviously is the top name on that list. The names of people like Kadri, Coleman, even Huberdeau have been thrown around, but we're going to look at some other ones, some other somewhat realistic ones that could happen. Obviously, Mantha would have been the most realistic, but he did have that season-ending injury, which was too bad. So who are these other five? Well, let's start it with Tyson Barrie, the man on the thummy. He said one player who has seen a true pump and dump signing was Tyson Barrie, who inked a one-year deal after coming to training camp on a PTO. The 33-year-old has been in and out of the lineup this season as the Flames are trying to give their young guns a shot, but in the 9 games he has dressed, he's been solid, and by no means has he been, fantastic in any sort of way. He hasn't completely wowed, but since he's on that kind of contract, he definitely could be traded. He could be traded to one of the teams he's already played for that are familiar with him, because a lot of them should be playoff contenders for sure. You think of Colorado, you think of Toronto, you think of Edmonton, they're still below Calgary in the standings. But either way, Barrie could definitely be traded. I just don't know what the Flames would get back for a player like Barrie. It totally depends on what teams are in need of an offensive D-man when it comes down the stretch. Of course, we'll have to see, but Barrie is realistic. The next one, Kevin Rooney. This one will make a lot of fans happy. So though many Flames fans don't feel Rooney is an NHL caliber player, his strong work in the face-off dot, debatable, as well as his penalty killing ability has been enough for head coach Ryan Huska to give him a regular role on the fourth line. He's on an expiring contract, and it's almost impossible to envision the Flames re-upping him. And that's completely true. Whether he does get traded or not, I doubt he will re-sign. And look, the fourth line has been good lately. Rooney's been pretty good lately. There were times in last night's game where the fourth line seemed like the only line that wanted to play hockey and that could hold on to the puck. But either way, Rooney can be thanked for some of that, and it is true. He's great on the penalty kill, but he could be one of those depth pieces a contender is looking for if the Flames do become sellers, and the Flames could maybe get something decent back for him. Of course, we'll have to wait and see what the market is actually like, but Rooney could be traded, and I know that would make a lot of people happy. Let's get into the next one. Joel Hanley, a man who has not seen NHL ice this season. So much like Barrie, and even more so Rooney, Hanley likely doesn't have much value on the trade market at all. In fact, he may not have any at all. There you go. It's a bit puzzling as to why he remains on the Flames roster, given that he's appeared in just 2 games this season. Oh, so he has appeared. I already forgot. My bad. Though he proved last season that he is capable of coming in and out of the lineup when given third pairing minutes. Hanley is yet another blue liner a playoff team could consider adding for depth in case of injury. Is that really your top selling point? He has NHL experience, having played in 195 career games and has suited up for an additional 33 in the playoffs. That's where the value comes in. The fact that he's set to become a UFA at the end of the season may actually make teams more interested in taking a flyer on him, and it makes it more likely that the Flames actually will end up dealing him. And whether he gets traded or not, it's not like he'd be traded for much. I think Flames fans are they don't really care about this one. Not a bad thing to get rid of another veteran and hopefully pick up some sort of future piece, but it wouldn't even be a high-end draft pick or any sort of prospect worth much. But either way, it could happen. Now let's get into the big bomb of this video and talk about Rasmus Andersson. So of all the names on this list, Andersson is without a doubt the one other teams around the league will be inquiring about. Though he does have one additional season on his contract, his ridiculously team-friendly $4.55 million cap hit helps add even further to his value. Andersson is arguably a top-pairing defenseman, but if not, is one of the best second-pairing blue liners in the NHL. He's a top-pairing defenseman on almost any team, really. He already has 11 points on the season and is even better in his own end of the ice. If all that wasn't intriguing enough, he's also a right-hand shot, which front offices heavily value. Should the Flames move him, they would be getting a boatload in return. And I know a lot of people do not want to see Rasmus Andersson traded, but it is true. He could go for a lot. Let's say the Flames end up completely pooping the bed here and they lose so many games over the next few months. Andersson, trade talks, they will skyrocket, and who knows, maybe it would be the best thing if Andersson does get traded. Now, the way he is playing, A lot of people want to keep him. Of course, we want to keep him around. He's fantastic. He actually does want to be in Calgary, contrary to popular belief a few months ago. But either way, very, very interesting and one we will keep our eyes on. Now, the last one here isn't much of a surprise. It is Dan Vladar. So after 2 rough seasons in which it has since been revealed he was playing at less than 100%, Vladar underwent hip surgery last spring, and it's done wonders for his game. He's played very well in a tandem role with Wolfie, posting a 2.65 goals against average, along with a 906 save percentage through 9 starts. He has been great, and I think a lot of teams could be looking at that. Contenders could want him as their backup goalie, and let's say certain players get injured. I mean, look what happens in Carolina pretty much every year with their goaltending. They get Vladar, who is now at 100% health. That could definitely be an option. He's a very good trade piece. I'm glad the Flames have him as a trade piece. If they do hang on to him, it's not bad at all since he is a good goalie. But again, it would probably be better if they do trade him. It's like all the players we talked about last year before they ended up getting traded. Sure, it'd be great to keep them around, especially if they sign, but trading them might be the best thing to do. Let me know down in the comments if you think any of these 5 or if all of these 5 will be traded before the trade deadline. Now let's get into the comment of the day, everyone's favorite part of the video, and this one comes from the main man himself, anybody but Habs, and he says, count me in the clap cause should be playing camp. Rooney seems like a great guy, but man, let's give Big K a real chance. I know that is the sentiment of a lot of people within the Sea of Red. Klapka, once again, is up with the team, isn't playing, but maybe, just maybe, he will be in tomorrow against the New York Rangers. Fingers crossed that he is. If not, I mean, whatever. The 4th line's doing well, but agreed. A lot of people want to see Klapka for sure. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.